I call the meeting to order. Thank y'all for coming tonight. I'm going to turn over to your boss to do our pledge of allegiance and invitation.
Please rise. Remain standing for the prayer. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May we pray? Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you this evening and ask that you be with us as we've gathered here to make decisions for this school district, the children's school district. We ask that you guide us and lead us in those directions. We ask that you be with everyone during this holiday season. You keep them safe in their travels and remind them of what this season is for. We ask that you be with our men and women overseas that are fighting for this country. We ask that you bring them home safely to us. We ask these things in thy name. Amen.
Amen.
I apologize. I missed roll call. Mr. Davis is out due to illness, but everybody else is in attendance. Approval of agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Agenda is approved. Public participation, comments?
None.
None. Moving right on to cabinet update. Dr. Best.
All right, how's everybody doing?
All right.
Merry Christmas early. Merry Christmas. Very Merry Christmas early. We're gonna go straight into it. Up on the board, you'll see our district vision, our mission, our values, and our fundamentals as normal. We always state those. Our goals, we have 4 goals: student achievement, positive culture, community engagement, and employee retention. Those are always our goals. So go ahead and go to the updates. Attendance and enrollment. Down from last year at this time. 1920 we were at 3324. Right now we're at 2993 as enrollment. As I calculated, that's around $1.65 million difference. That's about $5,000 a kid. Our ADA is 94.25 last year. It's at 90.53 at this year. And as I've talked to different superintendents around the state, and I sent you all that article about the students that are missing, there are 23,000 students missing that we can't find over the state. And so everybody's having the same issue with enrollment and ADA. That is statewide. And actually it's in different states as well. I've talked to different people in different places. So enrollment is down everywhere. ADA is down everywhere as well. So we've been calling parents, working with the police department to try to go out to the houses. Secretaries are calling, trying to get the kids to log in and do their work. Some of the kids just can never log in. And honestly, there's not much we can do. Each time every day. So
This is kids registered, not kids at home. Is our percentage of our population the same representative of everybody else, the other school districts you talk to?
yeah, they're dropping. As far as to say what we had last year to this year, as far as the percentage missing.
Most of them been dropping anyway, but are they about the same percentage down as we are?
Some more, some less. Some more, some less. Some have lost 1,000, some lost 2,000, some lost 75. I'll give you an example of the school district around our neighboring school district. They lost 75, but they only have 900. So it doesn't sound like a lot, but if you had 900 children, that's a lot. That's gonna hurt you a lot.
We can't stand many years of 1.65 million decrease.
No, sir. And that's gonna lead to something that we're gonna talk about in the executive session that I wanna run something by you.
What about our ADA? Is there any feedback from other districts what their ADA is?
Yes, some districts I've talked to, 50-something%, 60-something%, 70-something%. Some people are jumping up hallelujah if they can make 80%. And not only districts around us, but it's districts all over the state that are really decreasing. Their ADA is just down. And I talked to one school district here locally, and they started out at 50-something% ADA. Now they're at 70-something%, and they're very happy. Their secondary schools are doing the worst, as you would imagine. Middle schools and high schools, 40-something% ADA. probably up to about 60-something now, it's high 50s on a couple school districts that I call, but everybody's having the same problem. And everybody says the same thing, they say it's our virtual children. Or it's just kids that's not coming to school.
With the virtual children, is it kids not logging on at all, or they're
Not at all.
long enough, or
Not at all.
they
That's-
registered as virtual students, and then that's the last you've heard of?
Yep. And you contact, and you contact, and you contact. And you get nothing.
And
We
it's-
try, we don't
This-
stop.
This is mostly high school, you saying though?
We have a mix of all, elementary through high.
But we're notifying
We're
guardians.
notifying the guardians and the parents, everybody. We're trying,
No response,
no response.
and we're documenting all that.
Call logs for the schools.
So has the truancy officer been involved?
For MDE, yes. The truancy officer MDE has been involved. They're finding the kids. We're missing a lot of kids, but I think the last time Ms. Mullins and I met, we only have 30-something kids that we can't find. We know where the other ones are, as far as to say, they moved out of state, they did this, and they did that. We have like 30-something that we just don't know where they are.
But I mean, in terms of attendance, have they been involved with the attendance part of it?
Yes,
And still no?
still nothing.
I mean, I'm looking at
But that hit you hard, that hit you
November,
ARP.
Hayes Cooper 98%, Bale 97%, then it goes way down.
Mm-hmm.
Junior high, middle school 83%, high school 89%, or almost 90%.
Yep. And you look at the population of the middle school, Mr. Bob, they have a large population that is virtual. Really large population is virtual. So we're trying. I mean, I think the principals are doing a valid effort to call parents, to document the parents, working with MDE, we're trying everything. They're just not coming.
Well, I guess until we go back full-time to school, it's gonna be an issue.
Yep. I believe it. As I said, 23,000 students missing in the state. The next one was the NISL. I must compliment the principals. The NISL is the National Institution for School Leadership. They've been doing this since January. They graduated last week. So that is a big accomplishment. There's a lot of work, they worked through it. It's supposed to be a face-to-face thing. We started out face-to-face, but then the COVID hit, then we had to do they had to do every meeting virtually. So that means 2 days a week virtually, 2 days a month virtually. And they just finished in December. Had to do a presentation and everything. I got their certificates today that I have to pass out to them. So that's a big accomplishment.
So we had every principal that did that?
Every principal except one. It was a new one, because we had already did all the stuff at the beginning of the summer. But at the beginning of the year, before they got hired. So that's a big accomplishment.
Good.
And so we're gonna have another round of assistant principals and some other people to go through it again. Go through it. So we're trying to make the whole system talk to one another. So when you're saying something, everybody else knows exactly what you're talking about. So this is something nice. The District of Innovation packet, we turned it in. This has been a long process. We have to turn it into MDE. If we get approved, we'll be the only district in the Delta that's District of Innovation. And that was headed by Ms. Mitchell, Mr. Foster, and Ms. McCarty. It took some time. And that is dealing with middle college, what's the elementary one? Crayons to Careers, academies, all these different things, a good partnership with Mississippi Delta. Mississippi Delta has met with their board and they are ecstatic to work with us with middle college. And middle college deals with our 11th and 12th graders. We figured out a way to pay for it that won't hurt our pocket. And we're looking forward to seeing if MDE is going to approve it for us. It's going to be good if they approve it. We get a lot of waivers in there too that we can do different.
What's the closest district to us that has that?
Vicksburg.
Vicksburg, okay.
That might be a good FYI packet, thing of pros, cons,
Mhm.
benefits, just to give us a little more information on it.
Okay. Virtual count for second semester. As you know, we send it out. And some people were wondering, why do you send it out so early? Because we've got to get the count so that the principals can plan it out.
That's right.
So they're just trying to do it so it'll be good. When we began school, we had over 1,200 that were virtual. when we start in September. So this time, this is what our numbers are gonna look like. 1,116 are gonna be virtual, 1,877 will be face-to-face, 15.8% of the population switched. What I mean by switched, they either went from virtual to face-to-face or face-to-face to virtual. We didn't say you could not switch, we said you could switch, we didn't say which way. So we had some to switch. So we lost some for virtual, and we gained some for face-to-face. The school with the highest percentage of virtual this time will be Pierman. Pierman will have the most virtual this time. And
What about the secondary schools? Did those numbers change much or stayed about the same?
The middle school changed a little bit. Not as much as I thought it was gonna change. It wasn't a big jump, but as you can see, we started out at a little over 1,200, it's maybe 100. It is no big change. Honestly, I thought the face-to-face numbers were gonna go up, but they did.
And they still have up until the registration or till second semester starts to switch? It's done now?
It's done. Now the principals are planning out their schedule, because some of them lost kids, so they don't need as many virtual teachers.
Right.
So now they can put those teachers in as face-to-face. So that was the whole point of trying to plan it out so early, so that everybody won't be running around like a chicken with their head cut off. Community meeting, the next meeting is in January. We had a really good meeting today. And I give credit to Mr. Luciano for setting it up for us, him and Jamie. We met with the Boys and Girls Club, we met with another organization to try to partner with them to do some things if we go on and do the things as change the grade configurations. Really good meeting, some heavy hitters in the meeting, that we're gonna have another meeting. The January meeting, we will have renderings. So we will have renderings of how it would look with the renovations. So now, with the new thing that Arnold set up for us, I gotta call Mr. Bailey so that he can contact the Boys and Girls Club guy to put those images into the renderings that they're making. It's gonna be good. I mean, we can go ahead, again, I take my hats off Mr. Luciano, he set it up for us. And there was, 11 people on the call this morning? 11 people on the call. So we're in the beginning stages of it, but I think our timeline that we set before to try to do something, we're gonna have to push it back. Because we found some more things that we have to do. And we'll talk about that later too, because we have to do some other steps. But it's gonna be good. And our last meeting we had at DM Smith, our next meeting will be at the middle school. We'll have it at the middle school.
It's gonna be important that as we have these community meetings, just like the numbers you got up there, this district can't afford to lose $1.5 million a year for the next, at some point, we run out of choices and options and things we can do. And it's just a matter of keeping our head above water.
Yeah.
If it keeps going like that. And this proposal that y'all have put together and proposed to us, we need to do something about that. We've got to modify our model if we're going to sustain and be viable and keep educating the kids to the degree that the Cleveland School District's used to doing.
Yeah. And it's gonna take some changes. We'll have to change some stuff.
But the community's got to realize that.
Yeah. And then the next meeting, we'll have some other people. I just hadn't set it all up for the next meeting, so with the new information we got today, and we talked, I'm thinking we're gonna have different people that's gonna be at the January meeting, so it should be good. P16 council members. We have a P16 meeting tomorrow, our first one is tomorrow, and it's virtually, and I think some of the P16 members are here so that y'all can see them and meet them. Because I don't know if anybody ever knows that they do a good job. Last year we had a few meetings, this year we're going another route. And these are all this is the P16.
Oh, that's Dr. Harvin, I know Dr. Harvin.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Well, good evening. I am Dr. Tamika Harvin. I have the privilege of being the president of the P16 Council.
This year, we have about 12 to 15 members made up of parents, the community, and students. We have one of our students here, Ashley McKinney, who's also the student body president for Cleveland Central High School, Ms. Patsy Clerk, and Ms. Rory Herberson. We look forward to working with you all and bringing some recommendations and suggestions to you all next spring about what we feel would be an added benefit to the Cleveland School District, and we're just happy to serve.
Thank you.
As Dr. Harbin said, my name is Rory Eddie Herbison. I have the privilege of being the vice president of the P16 Council. One of the areas that, when I came on the council, that we had talked about and really tried to make movement on is the fact of being the voice of the parents and giving them an outlet to have their questions asked and answered. And so to that effect, Dr. Belcher has agreed to do a conversation with the superintendent. We have our first one tomorrow. All the questions have come in from parents. We put out a survey to ask for questions and input. And this will be an ongoing series through the end of the school year. So we're very proud of that project.
I like that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate your hard work.
I thought you said they were gonna sing Christmas.
That's the next meeting, huh?
We almost out. We had a meeting with DSU, and it went very well. We had a meeting about interns, about placing interns. So we're gonna have another meeting, because we're gonna construct a brand new MOU, MOA for placing interns within the district. So we met initially last week, and we're gonna meet again in January. So it was a collaborative effort to put this MOU, MOA together, so that there'll be no confusion. Because I think there's a lot of confusion on the way that it was being done, but we're gonna get that cleared up.
So interns are coming in the
Mhm.
district. We haven't stopped that.
No. We
We're
hadn't
just
stopped.
updating the process and what.
We're just updating everything to make sure we have an MOU, MOA, so that.
Did we not have an MOU to begin with, Arnold?
Not that I have seen recently. I've been looking for one in place from back when, and I haven't been able to find anything.
I just find it hard to believe that we didn't have.
Sounded like we had an understanding or an agreement. We didn't have there wasn't a written process and written.
We've been looking too, Mr. Boggs. We've been trying to go back, Ms. Ford been trying to find one. So we're gonna have a meeting again in January.
We need to keep that door open
Yes, sir.
in this
I agree.
process.
There's a misunderstanding that we're not doing that.
Yeah, but that's not true. We still doing interns. We're just gonna rush it up and make it, and then y'all get the MOU, MOA.
They tell us they have to drive to Grenada and all this.
That's not true. My choice, probably. But that's not true.
Let's just make sure we keep that door open and move that along.
Yes, sir.
Your meeting was with whom?
Who was that? Who was on that?
Dr. Griffin, Meredith Van Amen, and Anjanette Powers.
Okay, and those are people in the education department?
Yes.
Including the chair?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Technology. Promethean boards are installed in the classroom. I don't know if you noticed that when you walk by in there, we have one in there, the new Promethean boards.
I didn't come that way.
The Promethean boards, I talk to the teachers as I go through the building, like, this makes this so much easier to do the virtual. And we have cameras. So we have cameras and we have the Promethean boards, and now all the teachers have their devices, but all of our Chromebooks, the teachers have been issued their devices, but all of our Chromebooks have not come in. We still wait on the shipment of Chromebooks to come in. So, and we're also,
What percent have we got?
Chromebooks?
Yeah.
What
We
is
got
it?
a majority of them, we're still waiting on the few that pyramid ordered through SIG.
So we'd probably say 80-something%.
We've received 80-something%.
Yeah,
When would that be distributed?
we don't know.
I'm waiting on the cases for the ones we got.
Okay.
And we have to update our infrastructure. What I mean by the infrastructure, did you know, you see that thing up there?
Mm-hmm.
That's new.
Right there.
Okay.
That's a new router.
Okay.
So the old routers, they were not fast enough. So we got new routers, we got new switches, we got, what else am I leaving out? More broadband.
We got all kinds of stuff, on order, being scheduled to be put in.
Oh, server. We got new
We
servers.
got a new firewall.
Will the upgrades last us through the end of the year?
All these upgrades? They would
Every
last
time we turn around, we're having to upgrade.
about 5 years.
7 is when I'm hoping.
5 to 7 years of upgrades.
Okay.
And so, to give you an idea, we started off with 1 gigabyte of broadband. And now we're trying to, did they approve 5?
Got approved.
We're gonna have 5 gigs of broadband. So I know you're probably saying, yeah, that's right. All right, broadband is nothing but space, basically. So we had that much space and all this internet's trying to go through this little hole. So now we have a hole this big. So more stuff can go through faster. So that's all. But it makes a big difference. If you got a lot of devices on there and you don't have a lot of broadband, it's gonna bog down.
And all this other infrastructure stuff, was that covered on the original purchase of things, or how?
The wireless,
I know we approved that.
yeah, that's, House Bill 1788. We ordered switches, with CARES.
Okay,
and
so this is all been
wireless
catered for.
CARES.
CARES,
And we
E-rate.
got switches from E-rate coming in January.
So what we tried to do, and which I think we did, we tried to make the money go for more than just one thing. We saw a great need, we started off with this, and then we got more money, we said, well, we can do this. And so we're trying to make it a true one-to-one, but again, you cannot run all those devices and you do not have the right infrastructure. It will never work, it will bog down every time, and you'll get kicked out.
That I know.
We have a new school board at the baseball field. If you have not seen it, it was donated by the Boost Club. It was really good. If y'all hadn't seen it, it took a couple days for them to put it up, I think. I rode by there when they were putting it up, and they had to just do some other extra stuff, but this Boost Club president is really trying to work with us. Like, really. He's really trying to work with us.
Well, they have for years, it's just
We get
making sure
cooperation.
that everybody's in line with what they want.
And he'll come, he'll say, what are y'all looking at? What is this? And what about that? What about this? So it's been good. I can't say anything bad about it. Last thing, we have one presentation by the RAC, which if anybody does not know what the RAC is, that is our alternative placement. Mr. Johnson is gonna present.
Good evening, everybody.
Hey.
Happy holidays to everyone. This is an update on the RAC, the alternative school. All right, we started. Our vision, just like the school district, to make sure that we have productive citizens, and at our place, goal is to make sure when they leave our building, go back to the base school, that they can stay there without coming back to us. If they're in high school, the goal is to make sure they have skills necessary to enter college or either enter the workforce. Things we live by, we model integrity, make sure each kid gets what he or she needs with equity. Some of our factors, again, our goal is to make sure that whenever kids leave our building, they don't come back to us. We counsel every day. One of the things that coach is working on, that's our counselor, is just restorative justice. If the kid has done something wrong to another student or to an adult, they have to own what they've done. They have to really basically improve while they're with us. The days may be up, but if their improvement has not shown in their behavior, they stay with us. So it isn't just an easy out. We counsel every day. We do things to make sure they understand that I was wrong. In order for me to leave here, I've got to show that I've changed in my behavior. Our goals here, of course, to reduce the recidivism rate. Last year, we had 5 kids who left us and came back to us. So right now, goal is 15% to make sure that when they leave us, they don't come back to us. To make sure we use our funds appropriately, to make sure that although we're in alternative school, you'll see in the pictures momentarily, the culture has to be positive as well. And also to make sure we engage our community as we teach and train our kids. Again, we counsel kids daily, individual and group counseling, that's a big part of what we do. We make sure that the parents are contacted every day. And also, we sit down with the kid and the parent every 4 weeks to make sure we keep them up to date with how well they're doing. There's no surprises at the end. Our staff, this year we have 2 certified teachers. Mr. Geiger to your left and Ms. Kane to your right, ELA, history, science and math, and our counselors in the middle, Mr. Jefferson. Last year, we were rotating teachers in, but this year, we were able to get 2 full-time teachers on campus. Our support staff, that's our assistant to your left, and our assistant teacher to your right. The assistant helps kids with interventions all throughout the day. Speaking about culture, we do have adult celebrations. That's our teacher of the month, a certificate, and also she got a gift card from Walmart. 2 kids there were students of the month. You know, because we are small in our population, this may be the only time they get to be student of the month. If they earn it, of course, we celebrate that. So those small wins mean a lot to the kid. So we make sure we celebrate those small wins along the way. Again, involved in the community, that's an SRO, talking to the kids about just how we can engage with the community on a positive note. Oftentimes, the kids see the authorities as adversaries, but as he comes in the building, he talks to them, meets with them to make sure that he's a friend and not an adversary in our community. Community service as well. The kids donated items for Samaritan's Purse. Those little toys and books. Those shoe boxes go to children in third world countries. So we teach the children it's not about you. How can you give service back to your community? So because we can't get out in our Cleveland community, we chose that route so we can get out and serve our local community. All right, that's my 60-second timer. So one more minute, okay? That's our faith. We reached out to a couple of churches in the area. We received a $200 donation from the church to help with our PBIS events. In the middle there, we're donating those boxes to the First Baptist here. We can't get out, so we have a virtual speaker came in, talked to us virtually last month with our technology we have. That's pictures before and after. That was the building, those rooms. That's how they looked back in the summer. And now these are pictures of what it looks like now. That's our office to your left. There's a hallway there and our little learning suite to your right. Those are classrooms there. We painted them like a light purple, a lilac there. So it's not a prison, we got light colors there. So colors mean a lot. And of course, that's a library media center. That's a multi-purpose room that we kind of renovated, still in the process of adding some more things as well. And positive affirmations everywhere we go, bulletin boards, positive words. And the next slide is kind of, okay, yeah, that's a kid using technology. It's not just sit and get, he's actually getting up and engaging in the technology. We have I got a flower bed started. So we want to make sure we engage the head and the hands. However, the next slide, this is a dream we have. All the real estate at the rack, creating a learning center so the kids can use their hands, but also kind of get out in nature and just use the real estate we have around the rack. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we emailed you the presentation as normal. You do not have any other questions about any other departments. Ms. Kennedy will do her report for the finance.
Good evening, board
Good evening.
and community. For the month of October, you have your district maintenance and payroll and accounts payable and food service bank balances. As of October 31st, district maintenance had about 9.4 million cash on hand. Payroll had about 11,000. Accounts payable had about 1.1 million, and food service had about 250,000 left in their bank accounts. Under fund balance, for all of the funds for the month of October, we had an ending fund balance of 13,526,000. The district maintenance fund balance for October was 8.2 million. Last year this time, the district maintenance fund balance was 7.2 million, so about $1 million up. And the total fund balance last year this time was about 11 million. So that's an increase of 1.6 million. Statement of revenues and receipts for October, you had about 7,300,000 $29,355. Expenditures were about 9.5 million. As you can see, that's a difference of 1.6 million. Most of that was requested. We had about $900,000 that we requested from MDE to put back into our cash balance statement, so you would see that revenue hit the books in November. The next one we have is approval of interfund transfers. This is just 3 of them. For the month of October, we separated the high school and the athletic funds, so the athletics can be able to track their own revenue and expenditures. So we're just asking for approval to just separate the fund itself. And we have club funds. Fund number 7321 will no longer be used. The MDE accounting manual has been updated, so we need to update our records also to just move that money into the general fund of 1151, which is high school activity fund.
Ms. Kennedy, I'm sorry, I missed something. When you said you were going to ask for permission to separate the athletic
And the general activity fund for the high school.
What's your rationale for that?
Because the high school activity fund needs to be able to be separated on the books from the regular high school fund. And that way we can show the expenditure revenues that's related to athletics only. Because right now, it shows everything that's operating, even with it's non-athletic related. So we want to be able to show everything that athletics is doing by itself and not all of the high school.
Okay, that makes sense.
For years, it was just in one big pile.
It's been in
So
one pile.
We said, well, we gave 20,000 for athletics, and then for what it is. Because you had, you know, all these different people, you know, give things, so it's cleaner now. When you say, how much have we spent on athletics, he ought to be able to give you an answer.
Right.
I like that.
She said asking permission, you don't need our permission to account for it that way.
Well, we're just showing you on the books and the records that we're doing this. And the next one is for interfund transfer for district maintenance to EDLA. We received a grant from MDE as part of the EDLA, and the district is responsible for matching that grant. The grant was for $885,000 for technology, which is some of the things that Neil was talking about earlier. And the district is responsible for adding to that, matching that 20%, which is about $182,000.
Do we have anything else outstanding that you know of that's coming on that we had budgeted for, but,
It's coming out.
you know, I mean, how are we on any other large items? You know, we got the roof sticking out there and all this kind of stuff, you know.
Just the roof and the parks project is about the only thing that we just have not been able to pay for yet, just pending some more things, but other than that, nothing else.
There's nothing else, we're on track.
Yes.
Buses are good.
Yes.
You know, we
According to Mr. Alexander, we need 20 buses.
And he's applying, he's applying for a grant for that.
Yes, we went about 5 or 6 years without buying anything.
Yeah.
You're paying that price now, you got about 2 a year now.
To
Keep it up.
Just get even.
Yeah.
Not to get ahead, to get even.
I agree.
And so, you know, that was on us and funding issues that we didn't do that. And so,
And he hasn't heard back from that other
Right.
thing about the buses. We haven't heard back from it yet. So when I hear something, I'll let you know.
I think they're scheduled to respond in January, right
Okay.
after the
do
holidays.
what now?
They're scheduled to respond about the bus grant that he's
Okay,
talking about,
right,
yeah.
right,
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kennedy.
And that is it for my superintendent's report.
Okay. Move on to, consent agenda.
We got a
Do we need to approve Kevin update?
Yeah.
Take a
I
motion.
make the motion to approve cabinet update.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Pass. All right, now we'll go to consent agenda.
I make the motion to approve consent agenda.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. Let's see, set time and date for the next regular board meeting, Monday, January 11th, 2021 at 6 p.m. Does that work for everybody?
Works for me.
Hold on, I
How much good?
That's the second
have
Monday.
January 11th.
That is
Yeah,
Martin
that's
Luther
good.
King Day, is that good? Is that a holiday?
That's gonna be on the 18th. It'll be the next following month. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm
it's on
sorry,
the 18th.
I cannot read, I apologize. It does clearly say that.
You good, Ms. Hall?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm retired. I can
You'll
meet.
be here when you retire. All
Ah,
right, we will set the next regular board meeting Monday, January 11th at 6 p.m.
okay.
Claims docket, is there a motion to approve regular board meeting?
I'll make a motion to approve the regular board meeting for January 11th, 2021 at 6 p.m.
A second.
Second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. I'll get the hang of this by.
That's okay. That's all right. Almost through.
Oh, yeah.
Approval of claims docket.
I am good with claims docket. I don't know if anybody else has got a
I'm
question.
good with it.
Cool.
You see it?
I'm cool.
I'll make the motion to approve the claims docket as presented.
Thank you.
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. Approval of renewal of membership participation agreement between Cleveland School
I do
District
have a couple of questions on this.
and the Mississippi School Board Association Workers' Compensation Trust for facilitation of effective risk management of workers' compensation obligations effective October 2020.
I didn't see any money in here. Was there a dollar value in here, Arnold?
No.
This is just the agreement.
It's an agreement, and it's a
Participate, we
5-year
won't-
agreement.
We'll get a bill saying how much workers' comp is gonna be after we've
Right.
approved this.
It
On
says
the
for
board of-
5 years.
It's a 5-year agreement, but we get the workers' comp rates yearly as they review the payroll changes and expenditures.
This is
All right.
the only place we.
If we could get it cheaper somewhere else, are we bound to this for 5 years?
You can renew every year within this 5 years.
Okay, 'cause I know that they're probably gonna be the cheapest, but somebody could come along with a better offer.
I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I make the motion to approve.
A second.
So, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Approval of personnel agenda. Resignation, retirements, employee recommendations.
You gonna have it?
So,
Doc,
Can we go to executive on that?
To discuss this?
Yeah,
On the whole docket, or just certain numbers?
just do it all, because I just wanna put something out.
there's some discussion,
Yeah.
there's some questions we need to get
Yeah.
answered.
Okay.
So we're gonna pull this for what reasons? For pay or for?
No,
Confidential information,
yes,
personal information.
yes, it's confidential information.
I'll make the motion for that stated reason.
Move to executive
Go to
session.
executive session.
Second.
Second. Second. All those in favor, aye.
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 Anybody opposed? We're gonna move that to executive session. We already have a personnel item B.
Mm-hmm.
Just move to item B in executive session.
That'd be fine.
All right, consider executive session.
You make a motion to consider.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, items we have for executive session, student misconduct, personnel, discussion, approval of Cleveland School District to adopt ongoing revisions to the CDC quarantine guidelines. Item B, discussion, approval of virtual conduct for parents and guardians, legal matters.
I make a motion for stagger reading.
I second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. All right, we'll go over, adjourn for 5 minutes, then go into executive session.